Hi, guys. So this week we're going to be looking at positive and negative incentives. Um, we all experience incentives, and so we're going to look at how those kinds of things affect us. So this is standard two. We finished standard one last week. You should have completed your assessment, and I will be sending out any remediation that we need to do in order to be able to retest that standard if necessary. So that will be forthcoming this week as well. But in Standard 2, it asks us to give examples of how rational decision making entails comparing the marginal benefits and the marginal cost of an action. And we're specifically looking at C, where we're going to be explaining that people, businesses, and government respond to positive and negative incentives in predictable ways. So we are going to be focusing in on these positive and negative incentives, and we'll be looking at marginal benefits and marginal cost a little bit later, and that's in that big standard. So, a positive incentive. What is a positive incentive? Okay, and why can they predict how somebody's going to behave? First off, let's think about the word positive. When we think of positive, we're thinking of good things, right? An incentive is something that encourages you to do something. So this is something that you're going to be encouraged to do, and you're going to be encouraged in a positive way. Like, for example, um, they're going to give you a reward for doing the right thing. So a positive economic incentive is something that leaves you better off if you do what was asked of you. So they benefit you. Again, you get some money for returning the lost dog, or you get a free item for signing up for something. Okay, coupons, um, free giveaways, discounts, all of those are what we call positive incentives. They're stuff that's going to encourage you to do something or behave in a certain way because you're going to benefit from it in a positive way. So if I say, if you behave for the substitute teacher, I will bring you donuts from the bakery. That is a positive incentive. You're going to get really good donuts if you behave respectfully. So those are just some, thoughts about what a positive incentive is. Always remember, it is something that you're going to benefit from, something good that's going to happen if you respond in a certain way. On the flip side, we have negative incentives. And that's things that are going to leave you worse off, especially financially, because they're going to make you pay money as a result of some action or behavior. Got a picture here that definitely don't want a speeding ticket. That's a definite negative economic incentive. They're trying to encourage you to go the speed limit by putting a negative incentive. I'll have to pay a high speeding ticket if I go um, too much over the speed limit. So that's what we call a negative incentive, because they are things you don't want to happen or you don't want to have to pay. So you, in turn, do the right thing or make the right decision or choice because you don't want to have to pay the fine or whatever um, as a result of your actions. So economic incentives use money. Okay, and they use money in several ways: to encourage you to do something, to persuade you, to convince you, to bribe you. Okay, all of those are trying to get you to do something, to punish you, to reward you, to penalize you, or influence you. All of those are about some type of behavior um, or as the result of a behavior. So if you make the required choice or you behave the way you were asked to do, then you receive that economic incentive. If you choose to behave in a manner that they don't want you to, then you'll get that negative incentive. So you might be influenced for something, but you might still have to make a choice. We have a choice every day when we get in that car to drive the speed limit or to drive more than the speed limit. And knowing that as a result of choosing to go over the speed limit, I'm taking the chance of having to pay a high speeding ticket, that negative incentive. So then you still might have choices, but in those choices, these incentives are trying to influence you to make one choice or another. So I might get a reward if I choose to make all A's. I might go on the flip side, and if I make an F, I may get grounded for a month. That is a negative incentive. Or I may have my phone taken away from me if I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Those are negative incentives. It's either you do this or this is going to happen. That's negative. Positive things to encourage you, again, you make a good grade, I'll let you go off with your friend for the weekend. Those are positive incentives. Okay. Now, businesses and governments have to do these kind of incentivizing as well. So, businesses use economic incentives to encourage people to come and do business with them. And you've seen this a lot. Okay. That might be these restaurants using coupons like buy one, get one free deals, kids eat free night, kids eat for 99 cents, having these sales, these discounts. Airlines give frequent flyer miles, and I apologize that the pictures are in front of um, that statement, but I've got that picture of the Delta Fly miles. So anytime you see, if the whole store is 50% off, or we're having buy one, get one free this week, all of those things are incentives to get you to come into that business. And when you do, then they possibly can sell you other things other than the sale items. So they're offering these incentives to get you to come shop at their store. Government also uses economic incentives, but they're trying to encourage you to do something, some type of behavior, behaving responsibly in some way. I'm not going to litter because if I litter, there's going to be a large fine that I have to pay. So that encourages people not to throw trash down so that the sides of the road and the parks and stuff stay clean. Um, Also, I might be encouraged to bring my books back to the library because if not, I'm going to have to pay a fine every day that it's late. And until I pay my fines, I can't check out any more books. Again, I'm trying to encourage the right behavior, and that is, following the rules and helping everybody else be responsible. So, again, positive and negative incentives are just things that encourage behavior and can usually predict how someone's going to behave. Um, and is exactly what government, business, and individuals want to happen, which is why they throw these incentives in there. So, what I want you guys to do is after you've learned about what went through this, learned about what positive and negative incentives are, you're going to jot down your notes on this, and then you're going to complete some activities that are going to be attached to this assignment as well, where you're going to look at something and be able to tell me whether it is a positive or negative incentive, and how you know that. This is a really simple topics, things that you probably could think about right off the bat and say, oh yeah, that happened to me, or yes, I know what you're talking about. So really easy. If you have any questions, let myself or Coach Knight, or if you're one of Coach Brown's kids, let him know, and we will be glad to help. Again, we will be posting some information to the students that need it for remediation for the test that you took last week. If you have not taken the test, then you need to make it happen. Again, grades count. If you do not do the test, then you're going to get an automatic failing grade. And we don't want that to happen. If you take the test and you don't do as well as you would want to have, we will provide remediation and we will retest. So if you get some assignments and they are over opportunity cost, scarcity, or factors of production, know that that is your remediation work and that you need to complete that, and then you'll be able to retest. Hope you have a great week and hope to see you soon.